start with 9 chains. Here I have 9 chains and I join them into a ring with a slip stitch. I work the slip stitch into the very first chain. This is gonna be the center of my flower, and now I'm going to work 4 petals into the ring. So here is how I do it. 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now into the ring I will work 3 double trebles finished together. A double treble stitch is when you do yarn over 3 times, 1, 2, 3, and then you work it as a double crochet, but you have 3 yarn overs. Okay, so here I worked 1, I work 1 more, I have 2, I don't finish them, I keep the loops on the hook and I do 1 more. Now I finish them all together and I make 1 chain and pull it tight to secure. Next 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the ring I work a single crochet. So here I have the first petal of the flower, and now I'm going to make 3 more petals the same way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yarn over 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Yarn over 3 times. Yarn over 3 times. Yarn over, finish them all together. 1 chain, pull tight to secure. 6 chains, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a single crochet into the ring. So now I have 2 petals worked, and I'm going to work 2 more petals exactly the same way. Now I have 4 petals worked, and I'm going to work 1 more petal, but without making this last 6 chains. So first I do make 6 chains, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 3 trebles into the ring finished together. And now I finish them all together and I make 1 chain and pull it tight to secure. So now I have 5 petals. This one is not finished, and I'm going to start working on the next flower that will be joined to this previous flower over here. So here is how I do it. 15 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And into the 9th chain from the hook I will work a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Over here I work a slip stitch. Now I have a ring formed. That's gonna be the center of my next flower. And now I make 6 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into the very first chain of these 15 chains, I insert the hook and draw up a loop. Now I keep 2 loops on the hook. I turn this worked flower to the right, like this, and I will continue crocheting the next flower, working into the ring over here. So next I work a double treble, yarn over 3 times, and into the ring I work a double treble. Now yarn over and I finish all the stitches on the hook together. 1 chain and pull tight to secure. Next 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the ring I work a single crochet. Okay, so this is the first petal of the next flower. I'm going to work one more petal and I will join the next petal to the petal over here. 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 double trebles finished together. 1, 2, and 3. Now I finish all the stitches together, 1 chain and pull tight to secure. Here is how I'm going to join this petal to the petal of the previous flower right here. I drop this loop from the hook and I insert the hook into the top of this petal like this, and then I grab that loop and pass it through. So that's how it's joined. Now 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the ring I work a single crochet. I pull it to the side like this so the petals are neat and tight. And now my second flower is already joined to the previous flower. Now I'm going to work 2 petals the same way I did over here. So 6 chains and then 3 double trebles finished together. And 1 chain to secure. I pull it tight. 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a single crochet into the ring. And I will work 1 more petal exactly the same way. I worked 1 more petal, and the next petal will be the unfinished one, the same as over here, without making that last 6 chains. So first 6 chains, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now into the ring 3 double trebles finished together. 1, 2, 3. I finished them all together, and 1 chain and pull tight to secure. And from this point I'm going to start working on the next flower exactly the same way as I worked this second flower right here. So 15 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Into the 9th chain from the hook, a slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is going to be the center of the next flower. 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Into the very first chain of the 15 chains, I insert the hook, draw up a loop and keep it on the hook. I turn the flowers to the right, and now I will continue crocheting my 3rd flower exactly the same way as I did the 2nd flower. Here I work the first petal, and as I work the next one I will join it over here. So 6 chains and then 3 double trebles into the ring, finish together. One chain and pull it tight to secure, and now I join to this petal. So I insert the hook into the top of this petal of the previous flower, and I draw the loop through. Now 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the ring I work a single crochet, and I pull my stitches to the side like this, and now I have 2 petals of the third flower worked. And next I will work 2 petals the same way I did over here. Here I worked 2 more petals. The next petal, the 5th one, is going to be the unfinished one, so 6 chains and 3 double trebles into the ring, finished together. I finish them together. I make 1 chain and pull it tight to secure. So now I have 5 petals, and I'm ready to start the next flower. So I will work 15 chains, make a slip stitch into the 9th chain from the hook, create a ring, and then start working petals into that ring again. Let me show it to you on this bigger piece. So basically this is how it goes. So in my piece I made 7 flowers, but you can make as many as you wish, depending on what your project is. And for the purpose of the tutorial, I will work 1 more flower, and then I'll show you how to finish this first row of the flowers, crocheting back to here. Here I added 1 more flower. I now have 4 flowers in my first row. Now I'm gonna continue crocheting back and finish this first row of flowers. So after I made this last unfinished petal, I'm no longer going to make 15 chains for the next flower, but instead I will work 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the ring a single crochet. So this petal is now complete. And I'm going to work 1 more petal over here, so the same way as before, 6 chains and 3 double trebles finished together. 1, 2, 3. I finish them together. I make 1 chain and pull it tight to secure, then 6 chains and a single crochet into the ring. Now this last flower is almost finished, but look, in this petal I only have 4 stitches, counting the chain 6 as a double treble, so 1, 2, 3, 4, but in each finished one I have 5. So what I do here is 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and these 6 chains will finish this last petal. Now over here I have a loose joining in between 2 petals, so I'm going to join them again. So under the 2 loops of this petal right here, this is where I insert the hook, and I also insert the hook into the top of this petal over here, and then I drew the loop through those stitches and also through this last chain like this. So now I have a much better joining in between these 2 petals. 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3 double trebles finished together, now I finish them together, 1 chain and pull tight to secure, 6 chains and a single crochet into the ring. Now 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm going to finish this petal, also join these 2 petals again. So under the 2 loops over here of this petal, I insert the hook, and I also insert the hook into the top of this petal here. And then I draw the loop and I pass it through all those stitches, but also through the last chain. 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a single crochet over here. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to work 1 more petal, then 6 chains, and join the petals over here again. That's how you finish the first row of flowers till the very first flower. And here I finished this first flower by working 6 chains, a single crochet into the ring, and then 6 chains, and then 3 double trebles, finish together. I finish them together, 1 chain, pull tight to secure. And I'm not going to finish this petal. I'm not going to make the last 6 chains and a single crochet into the ring, because at this point I need to start working the next row of flowers. I start the second row of flowers exactly the same way I started the new flowers over here. I will work 15 chains and then a slip stitch into the 9th chain from the hook, and then I will start working the first petal. So here I did just that, and now into the very first chain of the 15 chains I insert the hook and draw up a loop, and I keep it on the hook. Now I turn my worked flowers to the right like this, and I will continue crocheting into the ring, making the next flower. So first I work a double treble, and I finish all these stitches together. I make 1 chain and pull it tight to secure, and now I work 6 chains and a single crochet into the ring. So that's the first petal. Now I'm going to work the second petal, and I will join it over here to these 2 petals that are already joined. So as before, first 6 chains and then 3 double trebles finished together. 1, 2, and 3. I finish them all together. I make 1 chain and pull it tight to secure. So the second petal is going to be joined over here to these 2 petals. So I drop off the loop from the hook, and I insert the hook over here where 2 petals are already joined. I grab that loop and I pass it through like this. Now 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a single crochet into the ring. So now the second petal is worked, and it's also joined to the 2 petals of the 2 flowers in the previous row. Now I will work the next petal, and I will join it to this petal right here. So I start with 6 chains and then 3 double trebles finished together. 1, 2, and 3, and I finish them together, 1 chain and pull tight to secure. Now I'm going to join this petal to this petal right here, so I drop off the loop from the hook and I insert the hook into the top of this petal. I grab that loop and pass it through. So now 2 petals are joined. I work 6 chains and make a single crochet into the ring. So now I have 3 petals of the first flower of the second row, and all of them are joined to the petals of the flowers in the previous row. Now the next petal is going to be the unfinished one, so I work 6 chains and 3 double trebles finished together. And finish them together and make 1 chain and pull tight to secure. And from this point I will start working the next flower. So again I will make 15 chains and a slip stitch into the 9th chain from the hook, and then I will start working on the next petal. I did that, and into the first chain of 15 chains I insert the hook and draw up a loop. Now I turn all of my flowers to the right and I will continue crocheting into the ring, working on this first petal. The first petal is now made. Now I will work the next petal and I will join it over here where these 2 petals were already joined. So I joined it over here where these 2 petals are joined. That's where I insert the hook and then I grab the loop and pass it through. And now 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a single crochet into the ring. So let's see what we have. I'm losing my stitch. Okay, so here is what we have so far. So the next petal that I will work, I will join over here, right here. Going to work a petal and join it here. And here I did just that. I worked 1 more petal and I joined it to these 2 petals. Now I'm going to work 1 more petal and the next petal will be joined to this petal right here. So I'm going to crochet 1 more petal over here and join it to this petal right here. And here I did just that. I worked 1 more petal and I joined it to the petal over here. So the next petal is going to be the unfinished one, and then from this next petal I will start working the next flower. So here is the ring for the next flower. I'm going to work 1 more flower and then I'll show you how to finish this second row of the flowers. Here I worked 4 petals of this flower and the last one I joined over here, and this is where I'm going to stop. This is going to be the last flower of this row, because in the second row I'm going to have 1 flower fewer than in the previous row. So in the first row I have 1, 2, 3, 4 flowers. In the second row I have 1, 2, 3, and then in the next row I will have 4 flowers again, and in the next row 3 flowers again. I'm going to finish this last petal by making 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a single crochet into the ring. So now I have 4 petals. I work one more petal, a complete one, so 6 chains, and then 3 double trebles finished together, one chain pull tight, and 6 chains and a single crochet. And now the instructions of finishing this second row of flowers are exactly the same as finishing the first row of flowers. So first I work one more petal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 3 double trebles finished together. One chain, pull tight, and then 6 chains and a single crochet into the ring. And remember what we did in the previous row. It's gonna be 6 chains, and now I want to join these petals again, so I insert the hook over here and also over here and draw the loop through all the stitches on the hook. So here I have the last flower of the second row. It looks exactly the same as this flower here, and now the same thing as before, 6 chains and a single crochet into the ring, and then one more petal, one chain, 6 chains, a single crochet, then 6 chains, and join in these petals again. Okay, now this is the first flower. Here is what I'm gonna do here. 6 chains and a single crochet into the ring. I'm going to work one more petal, chain 6, single crochet into the ring, and one more petal, and chain 1, pull tight to secure. But this petal is not going to be finished with 6 chains and a single crochet into the ring, because from this point I will start working the next flower, and the way I do it is the same way as I did before. First I work 15 chains and a slip stitch into the 9th chain from the hook. Here I did that. Next 6 chains, and into the first chain I insert the hook and draw up a loop and keep it on the hook, and then I turn my flowers to the right and I work a treble into the ring, and that's gonna be my first petal. And 1 chain, pull tight to secure, 6 chains and a single crochet into the ring. Okay, so this is the first petal of the first flower of the third row. I'm going to work the next petal and I will join it over here to the petal of this first flower of the second row right here. This is where I'm going to join it. Here I did that. Now I'm going to work one more petal, and that's going to be unfinished one, and from that petal I will start working the next flower. So here I made that petal right here, and from that petal I'm going to start working on the next flower. And the joinings of the next flower are gonna be, so there's gonna be a petal joined here, then the second petal will be joined over here, the third petal will be joined over here, and the fourth petal will be joined over here. So basically the next flower are gonna be worked exactly the same as the next flower of the previous row. It was joined here, 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 and then from here the next flower started. So basically from now the instructions are the same as for row number 2, except that in this row we are going to have one more flower. Here we had 3, in this row we will have 4. So I'm gonna go ahead and work 2 more flowers over here, and then I'll show you how to add that last 4th flower. Here I made 3 flowers in the third row. Well, the very first one is a partial one, but nonetheless that's a flower. And now I will show you how to make this last flower over here. So the same way as before, I will start with 15 chains and a slip stitch into the 9th chain from the hook, and 6 chains, and into the first chain I insert the hook and draw up a loop, turn my work, and I'm gonna start working the first petal exactly the same as I did so many times before. And here is the second petal, which I joined to these 2 petals right here. So far I have 2 petals, and the next petal will be joined over here to this petal, so it's gonna go this way. Here I have 3 petals of the last flower, all joined to other petals, and the next 3 petals are gonna be complete and not joined anywhere. So for the next 3 petals I do the same thing, that is 6 chains, 3 double trebles finished together, and then 6 chains and a single crochet into the ring. So I'm gonna work 3 more petals in that way. So here I work this flower, and now to complete this row of the flowers I'm going to do the same thing what I did in row number 1 and row number 2. And here I finished this row of the flowers. One important thing to note here is that starting with row number 3, the flowers in all the odd numbered rows, the very first flower will be incomplete. So over here I have only 4 petals of the first flower made, and now from the 4th petal I will start working on the next flower. And it's only the very first flower was completely finished, but like I said, starting with the 3rd row, these flowers over here will remain unfinished until the entire piece is crocheted. And then once the last row is made, then I will crochet down this way and finish these unfinished, undone petals of these flowers. So I'm gonna work 1 more row, and then I'll show you how to complete this side of the crochet piece. Here I made 1 more row of flowers, and from this point I can either start the next row or I can finish this side. So I'm going to stop here and finish this side of the crochet piece. So we can see that there are rows of flowers where only 6 chains, single crochet and 6 chains are missing, but in other rows there are 2 petals that are missing. So here's how I'm going to finish this side. 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a single crochet into the ring. 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the same way how I was joining the petals over here when crocheting backwards, I'm going to join the petals here. So into this petal I insert the hook over there, and then I also insert the hook into the top of the next petal, and I draw the loop through those stitches but also through the last chain. Now again 6 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a single crochet into the ring, and here I will work 2 more petals. Here is 1 petal finished, and I need 1 more. And 6 chains. And here I worked 2 more petals, and over here again 6 chains, and I join these 2 petals. Like that. And for this flower I only need 6 chains, a single crochet, and then 6 chains. And over here again I join the petals. And the very last flower I only need to make 6 chains and a single crochet because this petal is already finished. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a single crochet into the ring, and then I can fasten off.